With me having just wagered 10 pence, he's not getting to 20 if he scores another one, but you don't have to give him too many chances. Nelka does really well. Once again, a mix-up on that left-hand side. This time's been great, does really well. This is a good ball in. Drogba trying to take that for himself, but, well, Frankie just gets himself in the box repeatedly. Gets this one right. Tim Howard, no chance whatsoever. Now Everton are going to have to go out and attack. It's going to open this game right up. Well, more relieved than anything, and he knows that's poor defending. He knows they should be doing better. Could have been cleared on that left-hand side. So disappointing when you've tried so hard for so long. You go behind when you've been a cause of the mistake yourself.
And he's made the changes, David Moyes, designed with holding on in mind. Got to be a change of emphasis about their play now.
Well, I'm chuffed to bits for him. We know he had it in. He picked that ball up. He wanted to take it. Ivanovic hasn't put a foot wrong all afternoon, but I don't think he has to make the challenge that gives the free kick away. Czech doesn't even take off. That goes about as flush into that stanchion as it's possible to do so. Well done, my little mate.
It's one of those moments in football that will be remembered forever, re-shown many, many times. Manager, chairman, absolutely ecstatic. It's the David Beckham moment, but this one was all about Leighton Baines.
Yeah, fantastic execution. He's got a bit of magic in that left foot. And, well, Bridge has gone very, very quiet, and you can't say Everton really deserved it. You can't even say they fashioned it themselves, and Ivanovic has handed that to them. Surely they can hold out now.
Neville makes sure he got to it ahead of Yuri Zhirkov. That's Coleman.
Leighton Baines expected to be the first penalty taker for Everton. What a free kick that was at the end. And what a way to get your side on level terms. Referee filled out. An eventful day for him. He was involved in that penalty incident, of course, in the first half. Elected to book Ramirez instead of give the penalty to Chelsea. And it looked like Timmy Hart might have made some contact. To imagine goalkeepers relishing this kind of situation. Not as much pressure on them. They're not expected to stop penalty kicks, but when they do, they become the hero of the match. That game had looked like, just like in 2009 in the FA Cup final, Frank Lampard was going to score the winner, and that was before arguably Everton's best performer on the season stepped up with a stunning free kick. Leighton Baines' second FA Cup goal of the season, obviously the most important one so far. Gives Everton a fighting chance of moving on now. You can see from the body language of those Everton players, they're happy to have made it to here, and Chelsea will feel dejected just a couple of minutes away from moving on. And we're getting word that Birmingham have gone 1-0 up against Sheffield Wednesday, a game you will join right after this one. And we're ready to go back over to our match commentators, Guy Mowbray and Matt Jackson.
You would have put everything you had on him scoring every penalty he ever took. There was a bit of a wobble at the end of last season for club and country.
Yes, he'll be in his mind, and I always think this walk is one of the worst you can probably make in football, apart from being sent off. All sorts of thoughts, and I think the secret is just pick your spot, do not change your mind.
I'm surprised to see him first in the queue for Chelsea. Frank Lampard, the player who thought he'd got the goal to win the tie for Carlo Ancelotti's team. Can he give them the advantage from 12 yards as penalties begin at the Bridge? It's Lampard. Scores. No mistake at all. Straight down the middle. Hit with feeling.
It was, but it's not one that you would say was altogether that confident. The confident ones, when he used to stroll up and stick it right in the bottom corner, you go for power, it just shows that maybe you're not backing yourself entirely.
I think we all knew who would be first in line for Everton. The player who took the game to penalties with a quite wondrous free kick. Wouldn't it be just football?
Don't say it.
I won't say it. Petr Cech is an imposing figure in that Chelsea goal.
Don't say that either.
It's Leighton Baines. saved by Cech. Such are the football gods. You kind of knew that was going to happen. Chelsea have the upper hand.
Great save, goes full length, a little bit too close to him, a decent height as well. So frustrating. It is amazing, isn't it? You just feel it coming. It didn't really have to be said, did it? You just know.
Here's Didier Drogba, the player, it seemed, who after 10 minutes of this game wanted no part of it whatsoever. 10 minutes of hobbling around later, he gradually started to feel his way into the contest. Now with the chance to make it 2-0 Chelsea from the spot.
Amazing how much pressure gets taken off you when somebody's already missed. You know, if the next one up gives you that little bit of a safety net as well.
Very deliberately getting the ball on the spot, getting his hands on it. Drogba. Coolly taken, waited for Howard to go, rolls the ball home.
Yeah, he did really well, and so the momentum changes, just took a half a step. Not the greatest of cleanest of contacts, and actually the penalty spot doesn't look great. It looks like it's got a little dip in it, but did enough. Watch the goalkeeper go down, and this is a real pressure, because if you miss the first two, you're really up against it.
It's Phil Jagielka.
Yeah, he is just stamping on that spot. Look, the ball doesn't sit there. No. It doesn't sit naturally on that spot.
Scored at Wembley in the FA Cup semi 2 years ago. Missed at Brentford in September. Scores at Stamford Bridge. Everton still in this. 2-1 Chelsea after 2 kicks each.
Good penalty. Nice and fiercely driven into that bottom left-hand corner as he looks at it. Howard knows he's got to come up with something. Needs one for his team. Needs to be sooner rather than later. Out of his hands now.
Nicolas Anelka. Never seems to be the most willing participant. Very short run-up from Anelka. Saved by Howard! Anelka misses, and Everton have the chance to be level again.
He never actually looks bothered if he misses either, does he? Don't like the short run-up, you've got to get it entirely right. Again, we talk about body language. It's a good save high up with his left hand. Just doesn't look right. I think it's very hard for him off that run-up to place the ball the other way. I think you take that side of the goal out of the equation completely.
Now Arteta, who's scored a couple of goals against Chelsea for Everton, both from the penalty spot, both in defeats.
He was working on tired legs towards the end of the half, but should have enough to make the 3 or 4 strides, and I hope he takes 3 or 4 strides. I don't think David Moyes would be very happy to see him take 1 or 2 the way that Anelka just did. That was a poor penalty. Sends out a poor message.
I'm waiting for the ground staff to come on with some new white paint. Respot it. It's looking scuffed. Here's Arteta for Everton to try to make it 2-2 after 3 each. He's done it! Into the corner, past the despairing dive of Cech. We're level again.
Yeah, good power. Looks at decent enough height for Cech, but this is all about the power. Just beats him high up. Lashed in. Always think that side's easier to generate the power from. Lads who are slotting away from themselves, open the bodies up. Looks a more difficult skill.
Michael Essien. All the Chelsea names that troop up to hit the ball from 12 yards. Some of the biggest names in world football. Lampard, Drogba, Anelka. Now it's Essien. Lampard and Drogba scored, Anelka failed. Essien. No mistake at all.
Great strike. I'm not sure about Phil Dowd's position here. He's looking like he wants to take one himself. I don't see why he has to be that involved in this. He'd certainly be in the player's eye line. I'd be
concerned with the spot, isn't it?
Yeah, but once the ball's down, he knows it's not moving again.
John Heitinger.
The pressure again shifts on. I mean, these players are used to playing in big games, but nobody will like this pressure. No one will relish it at all.
The man who was sent off in the World Cup final wanted to take a penalty. Heitinger scores, and that was a beauty.
Yeah, and there's the outlet of that tension. Knows it's a big moment. Cech goes the right way again. This one does hit the side netting. We'll get a great view of it here. God, that's as good as it gets from a penalty point of view. Absolutely fantastic technique.
3-3, 4 penalties taken each. We are at sudden death now. Ashley Cole never seems to let the pressure of big football occasions or The level of stick he always gets from opposing fans get to him. It's a very nervous spotting up of the ball.
And this, you see it and you don't like a delay at all, and I don't think you'll be happy with the way that's gone on the spot. It's gone on the back of the spot. It certainly sat down.
Ashley Cole to hit. Ashley Cole to sky it. Right over the top. Everton have the chance to go through.
Yeah, just didn't like it at all. Didn't like the way that he walked up to it and Phil Dowd again getting involved. Let him put the ball on the spot and check it, fine, but don't stand over him. Just that little delay, a couple of seconds of concentration. And Tim Howard goes ever so early. It's an interesting little footnote.
Didn't see that in the build-up.
No, certainly didn't. Missed that one completely. It's just come up on the replay. Well, listen, we'll do what it takes, and well, team captain, up to you. Once again, look at this with a penalty spot. Look at the ball, just sits down, nestles in. Still won't be happy with that. Check your studs, check everything. Go for power, Phil.
Phil Neville, Everton's captain. Everton's Mr. Reliable. Neville scores, and Everton go through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Drama all the way at Stamford Bridge. But it's Everton who prevail, and look at the satisfied expression on the manager's face.
Well, he's had his team up to come and go.
David Moyes has defeated the FA Cup holders. Chelsea are out. Everton move on after a penalty shootout. The winning penalty by the captain, Phil Neville. Well, thank you for joining us here for coverage of the FA Cup on Fox Soccer. The final once again 1-1. Everton moving on penalty kicks. Make sure you stay around. Coming up next, it is Birmingham taking on Sheffield Wednesday, where we'll be joined by match commentators Richard Kaufman and Malcolm Christie.